everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised. Retrostatic Radio presents Killing 15 Minutes.
Hello and welcome to Killing 15 Minutes, where we will give you your serial killer fix in 15 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm Sam Rossi, and shortly I will be handing a poorly written synopsis of a serial killer to my brother, who hasn't read it, on a serial killer he's most likely hasn't heard of. This should be fun. Good luck, bro.
Thanks, Sam. Yorkshire Ripper Peter Sutcliffe was an English serial killer who terrorized Leeds, Brayford, Manchester, Huddersfield, Halifax, Cayley, and Jesus Christ, did he have a car? I'm hoping he had a car. This was in the car, and Silsden from 1975 to 1988? Okay, he had a car. This wasn't just a walking man. Good.
No, but that's all in Yorkshire. Except for Manchester. Manchester is its own area.
Yeah, Manchester's is Manchester's be Manchester's.
Go Manchester, you.
I've been an All Blacks guy myself.
Yeah.
Anyways, born in York, one's rugby and one's
Yeah. Two different sports, bro.
I know. Born in Yorkshire on June 2nd?
Z. Second.
Okay. Born in Yorkshire on June 2nd, 1946, to religious parents, where he was raised Roman Catholic and was even an altar boy. One of his brothers stated their father was abusive, but it appeared to be a normal family for the most part. You know, if you discount the father saying, or the brother saying the father was abusive.
Yeah, but it was also the
70! Sorry, this was the, he was born in 46, so
it was, post
50s to 60s.
It was post, World War II. So
parents weren't abusive. They didn't talk to people.
Basically.
No.
They talk with their hands a lot.
Sutcliffe did not show any indication of what he would become in such a normalized household. In 1969, we went to the moon. But he also attacked a sex worker, stating she tricked him out of money, which is how hookers make their money.
By tricks.
By tricks.
Yeah. He didn't find that funny.
No, he beat her with a sock full of rocks, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think that it was, instead of getting dressed, he's like, what do you mean that was a hand job for $500? And so he just grabbed his sock off the floor and just stuffed it full of rocks, and she's just standing there going, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, give me a moment. Hand me that rock by your feet. Thank you. And then start hitting her.
Not really per se. I believe that
I should not be reading these when I'm hopped up on that monster juice.
This is true. Anyways, I believe he chased her down afterwards.
Fair. And no charges were filed after Sutcliffe was located by his license plate.
Yep.
The lady did not want to deal with it, and he did not attack again until 1975. Of course, the problem with this time frame is the fact that even had she wanted to press charges, sex work, even now, but especially then, was deemed as you brought it upon yourself.
Yeah.
So that's its own little personal commentary.
But is that a British thing or is that an American version?
Oh no, that's an American. That's an everything. That's an everywhere thing.
Just
sex workers have always had this stigma that because they were outside of the law, especially in puritanical based countries.
Wow, that was a nice way to talk about the Puritan ancestors we have.
Well, given that even the founding fathers, The thing is that a lot of people are like going, oh, the Pilgrims in America. The Pilgrims were the extreme right.
I know.
To the point where even the church, after...
It's 3 o'clock. Do you know where your children are right now?
Luckily, that alarm is my stop ranting about this and continue reading alarm. On July 5th of 1975, he attacked... a woman. First with a hammer, then slashing her stomach. Presumably not with the hammer.
No, with a knife.
Luckily, a neighbor disturbed the attack. It wasn't until October 30th, 1975, though, that Sutcliffe murdered his first woman using that same method, though. He would attack 11 more and murder 13 women in total. Or is that 11 he attacked?
He attacked, technically in all total, he attacked 24 women.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Was it like, he attacked 11 and murdered 13 of those 11? I know how math works. Stop looking at me, stoner girl. Anyways, on January 2nd, 1981, Sutcliffe was pulled over for having fake license plates. He had previously dealt with the police 9 times before this incident, and this was the interview he confessed to the attacks and the murders. The court-ordered shrinks found him to have paranoid schizophrenia, but he was competent enough to stand trial.
Yeah, they believe that because he covered up his tracks to...
That there was premeditation or clarity.
Clarity of that he broke the law.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Sutcliffe was found guilty of all 13 murders, but only 8 of the 11 attacks. That means 20 concurrent life sentences were issued on May 22nd, 1981. Oh, now we're in recenter times. 12 years ago, as of this recording, in 2010, Sutcliffe appealed his sentencing and requested... In 2010, Sutcliffe appealed his sentencing and requested a parole date. On July 16th, 2010, a judge changed the sentence to whole life, no parole, stating Sutcliffe was too dangerous to be freed. Sutcliffe would appeal the judgment 3 times, and all 3 times they were denied. He would die November 13th, 2020, of COVID-19, which is actually a really big thing we should totally talk about eventually, in which COVID, while a lot of people, have their issues, it was very, very bad for prisoners and inmates,
Yeah.
Granted, that's totally not a, killing 15 minutes.
No, that's more of a conversation Mac or May when we get around to doing that, something like that.
That's true.
But no, one of the things that while researching overall for these little assignments, he's not the only one to die from COVID-19.
No, actually, there were a lot of famous
air quote
a lot of people in prison, especially the ones who were in prison, actually caught it, and it was one of those, because I actually kind of remember when he died, a lot of the news stories being all, holy crap, the Yorkshire Ripper's dead, and I'm like, what is this, 1892? Because in my brain...
The word Ripper automatically puts you into Jack.
First, you say Yorkshire, I'm already thinking it's like Mrs. Lovett's meat pies, even though that was set in London, and I'm thinking this, and I'm thinking Victorian dress, because that's what I think when I think of England. I'm sorry, English people. You have an old country. We think of you are the boomers of countries.
I think about France. I think of them all dressed up in costumes too. So.
Oh, when I think of France, I think red beret, the black and white striped shirt, little fucking ascot.
No, that's what happens when I think of Paris.
Ah, yes, but I cannot think of France without thinking of Paris.
We're animal eating people on our first podcast. Awesome.
Actually, this is technically the third one. This is supposed to be the third one.
It's supposed to be the third one, but we're going to deal with that later. Anyways,
thank you, Sam. That really was written as though you were a weed-smoking, Madden-streaming woman. Sister, possibly.
Oh, Jesus. We're going to have to deal with that next.
Why? What's the next one?
Woman serial killer.
Always a good show. I'm AJ Carey. Sitting next to me is...
Sam Rossi.
The writer of this piece.
I know I can do better. I know I can do better.
Then do better.
Killing 15 Minutes is hosted by Arthur Carey, with scripts written and researched by Sam Rossi. If you like this episode or want to stay updated on this series, consider following Killing 15 Minutes on Patreon or Retrostatic Radio on all major social media platforms. Good night and God bless.
You're watching Retrostatic Radio.
Wheel of Random is turn, turn, turn. Tell us the 15 minutes we shall learn.
I'm Sam Rossi, writer and co-host of Randomly 15 Minutes, where the Wheel of Randomness gives me the topic and I write about it.
I'm Megan Klodnicki, and I'm the host of Randomly 15 Minutes. I cold read what Sam writes and learn in real time about a random topic.
You can find us on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.
Follow us on Facebook at Randomly 15 Minutes to get more random facts.